I want to share a story on how you can become a leader for others. It just happened last week that we had an issue in school with the teacher for my son who just started in the first elementary school class. And without wanting to get into any details here, so there was a coincidence that was not really um, aligned with our values, right? And so my wife and I said we need to step up and bring attention to it. So what we did is um, we called the director of the school, and she was like, "Yeah, I see your point, and there is another point, or there is another perspective from the teacher." And so it got a little bit heated up, and this was a telephone call. And so my wife really got into this emotional roller coaster of, oh, that's an uncomfortable situation. I don't want to deal with this. I don't like it. What should we do? And for me, it was more like, yeah, let's figure this out. These are our values. This is not okay what happened, and we will take a stand for it. So what we did is we have this WhatsApp group with all the parents in there as well, and we posted and said, hey, this is our perspective. This is how we are seeing it, and we just wanted to bring awareness to it. And so a lot of parents there liked it and commented as well. And so the next day, um, we wanted to have a face-to-face conversation with the director of the school. And before we could do that, she uh, gave us a phone call and said, hey, let's talk about it. So we had this conversation, and yeah, she apologized for showing up rude last day because she was in stress, and we figured it out, and everything is okay now. um, and yeah, it felt uncomfortable to be in this kind of conversations where it's almost like there is a like an energy in the air that's not feeling comfortable. Yeah, and you might have noticed something as well if you have an argument, or if you have a fight with a partner, or an argument with an authority or your boss, or maybe your colleagues or friends. So that's a space that we most likely try to avoid. And my learning from this was, if you step up and if you stand your ground for your values, beautiful thing can happen. So now, we are on the way to change this behavior in school from one specific teacher. Um, and what opened my heart was then the next day I was picking up my son from school, and in front of the school, one of the parents came to me and said, "Hey, thank you so much. You handled this really good, and I acknowledge you for that." And this is what I mean with being a leader for others. It doesn't have to be the activist in the first row. It doesn't have to be the aggressive voice that leads a tribe. I think it's more about being real to yourself, and feeling really into what are my values, what I'm standing for, and then bringing this forward. And when others can see it, like the power that you bring, um, this changes everything. This is not only creating your world, it also creates the world of others, because they see you as this, um, as this leader who is taking a stand for something that's important. And most likely, in this case, it wasn't only important for us, but it's important for everyone in the class as well. So, how can you become a leader to others? What I have seen and experienced in the last, years is it's not going to happen if you come from the comfortable place. If you're just sitting there, and waiting for the miracle to come, if you're just passive, that's not what it is. It feels like more getting out of your comfort zone, right? Being in these uncomfortable situations. And I just came up when I'm thinking about it with the new declaration, like I am the uncomfortable situation or the uncomfortable circumstances. And I can remember in June, I flew to my mentor, JP Morgan, to Hawaii to sit with him in a circle with 15 other people on his farm in Maui. And man, this was uncomfortable. Like I wanted to be with those guys just to see how it feels, right? And for the first 3 days, I had the feeling I'm not belonging at all. It felt I not belong here. It's this is a different crowd. I don't belong here. I don't belong here. I don't belong here. And all of a sudden, what opened up on the day 4, I was calling my wife, and all of a sudden I started to cry, and I didn't know why it is. And reflecting back, it's like, hey, something opens up now, something integrates that I am belonging to this group, that I am worth it to be there. And this was like an eye-opening moment for me. It's, yes, it can be uncomfortable, and this is also where the growth lies, right? This is where you grow the most. And my mentor has this distinction of being free from versus being free with. And that's an important distinction, I guess, because being free from an uncomfortable situation would mean you're trying to escape, or you get rid of it, or you not even get into it. Getting free from something is like, okay, I avoid it, or I just run away. Versus the I'm free with being uncomfortable, right? I'm free with being uncomfortable. I'm free with something means I'm accepting this. I'm free with fear, right? There is fear, yes. The aim is not to get rid of fear and never feel fear again. It's more like, how can I be with something that is uncomfortable? How can I be with fear? And I guess if you're aware of this, and if you're incorporating this and starting to be free with a lot of things in your life, you will step up the game. You will step up in a way that you're showing up differently. Yes, it's uncomfortable, and I am free with being uncomfortable. So therefore, I have this conversation with the director. Therefore, the school director. Therefore, I'm having a conversation with other parents about it. It's uncomfortable, yes, and I know I'm free with being uncomfortable, and therefore, I'm showing up differently. I'm in my power, and I create a world that other will see and say, hey, thank you so much. I acknowledge you for stepping up and doing this. So my question for you is, what is something you want to be free with, where you are free, where you're trying to be free from right now? And maybe an example is fear, right? Where are you want to be free with fear and not free from fear? Talk to you soon. Loving you guys. Bye.